So we have 9 people waiting already. 9 people. We are very, very sorry. It's what is it called? Just give me a minute. YouTube. YouTube is on my neck after my life. They don't want me to start on time. Okay, so um for the first session, for those who are here for the second session, for the first session, we had a very beautiful session with Aga Fikayo. She was, or is rather, she is a first class student from the Nigerian Law School 2022 set. And for this second session, we currently have um, Elizabeth Tijani, and she's also a first class student for the 2022 set. And for those who do not know, this is what is it called? This is a program for law school aspirants as well as law students that are undergraduate from different universities. So basically, we are looking at academic excellence at law school. So we are looking at the whole thing about, oh, if you get to law school is a very this place, is a very that place. Your mental health is going to be at stake. Especially some of my friends that went to law school. I went to law school this year, 2022 sets, especially the ones that went to Lagos campus. Every day there is always a, hey, Jesus, they want to kill us at Lagos. Did you go to Lagos campus?
No, I did not. I did
What
not.
campus are you?
I was in Kano.
Oh, Kano, in the north. Okay, so you are going to come and tell us about your Boko Haram experience. Was there insecurity and Boko
Actually,
Haram in the north?
weird enough, nothing of that sort. Weird
Are you
enough. I
serious?
mean, at least in
Every time
Kano,
when I hear
in
north, I dey
Kano,
always dey hear Boko Haram. So I
like
dey
it
always
was
dey
like it
run
was
away.
weird enough because I mean most parents are like, Kano Lolo, what's going on? You're not going there, you get and all of that. But weird enough, I mean, and it was funny because I mean I tell people every time, I'm like, I actually picked Kano. Weird enough. I was like, I
You
wanted to go
picked
to
Kano
Kano. I swear. I was
out
like,
of
I
all the
wanted to do
places in
Kano.
Nigeria. You say no, mo fẹ́ lọ síbi tó ti ń bomb.
I mean,
No,
it's not like we have a lot of choices either. We have just six choices, but then I think maybe because I
six
had like
choices is
people
not a
that
lot for you to go to terrorist center. No, now explain
okay,
it.
maybe because I kind of like had people that had gone prior, like people I could
Okay,
relate to the most, seniors I could relate to the most went to Kano campus. So I think that was
okay,
like one of the other things that like made me want to actually go to Kano. But
okay.
I think it was also like this all these orchestrations kind of thing, God's orchestrations. You just pick it and then you're like, and then before you know it, you find yourself in Kano. Yeah, that was what happened to me
Yeah,
basically.
yeah, I totally understand. That's very beautiful. So yes, at least we are going to come from the perspective of Kano. We came from the perspective of what's it called of
Abuja,
Abuja some minutes ago,
Ufikayo,
and now we
yeah.
are coming from the perspective of Kano for somebody come and tell us how law school was like at Kano and every other thing. So, like I said, this particular program is just to gear students towards academic excellence for you to get to law school and not have that fear of it's impossible to get to first class. If you listen to what Aga Fikayo, the speaker that spoke before this particular session, she said that she had the mentality of going to law school with a first class, of going to law school to get a first class from law school. And we want to know also from other speakers what their mentality was. But from Aga Fikayo, she's telling us, oh, you need to have that mentality because that mentality drives your action towards how your disposition towards the things that you do at law school. If you know you are coming to get a first class, then obviously you are going to put the first class work into it. So this is just basically, and also there is this belief that it is so impossible, or that you have to be a genius before you can get first class and all those kind of things. So we need to get together with first class students and talk about, are you a genius? You just say no be
I'm
robot.
not.
So let
I don't.
us
I
let
don't.
us
I
let
don't.
us
I
know
don't
how
think that's
possible or
true.
impossible
I
it is
actually think
for us.
that. I don't think he has to get to that point. But I mean, let's
Okay.
move on.
Okay, so before we go straight into our question and answer session, I am Olayeni, dear Kolola Daniels, popularly known as dear Spectre, and welcome to another episode of Law School Connect with dear Cole Daniels. This is our first episode, but this is the second session. Our first session was with Aga Fikayo, first class student from Nigerian Law School, Abuja campus. And our second session today is with Tijani Elizabeth, first class student from Nigeria Law School, Kano campus. And we are very happy to have Tijani Elizabeth here with us today. So yes, going straight to our question and answer session, so that our viewers, we already have 21 people here with us. So for you, just like the first question I asked Agafikayo, did you go to law school with that mentality of Shori law school team on law? You see this law school I'm going, I must get a first class from this law school. Like, did you go to law school with that mentality, or you just went with, see, man cannot come and die. Man cannot kill himself. Moshe Barry 5 years. I just finished 5 years from university.
Six
I want to go to
actually.
law school and enjoy myself, or at least not put too much pressure on myself. Or you went with that. No, you see, it's lost. It's first class or nothing. So, what was your perspective towards going through law school? And secondly, just a second leg of that question. When you saw your
Okay.
results, how was that feeling? Did you, for example, if I see first class, I swear I will jump on the top of my house. If you understand what I'm saying. So when you saw first class, what was that feeling for you? Like, how was it like? Like, hey, Jesus, I have done it. How was it?
Okay. First off, good evening, everyone. Dear God, thank you so much for having me here. Can everybody hear me very well?
I can hear you, but I believe the audience, if you can hear her, please put it in the comment section that you can.
All
But I
right.
can hear you perfectly well.
All right. So I think that I can move on. All right. So I think first off, like you said when you were on Fikayo session, actually, Unilag, they chop our eye. Do you get that kind of thing? So it was like, okay, let me just say I was serious with my life, but at the same time, it felt like things I was doing wasn't bringing up so much results as I wanted. So I mean, I left Unilag with a 2-1, but it was like a 3 point something something. It didn't reach the 4 points I really wanted, because I remember that when I was about to finish final year, I calculated my GP for both semesters, and I was like, even if I get 5.0 both semesters, I was not even going to still hit the 4 points. I was going to get probably like a 3.9 thereabout. So I mean, it was more like a challenge for myself, because I mean, my final year semester results was like, it showed me that if I actually put my mind to it, I could actually get what I wanted. You get that kind of thing. So it was like, okay, let's then do this in law school. Since they tell us it's just once you do this thing and then you get out of it, let's just make the best of it, really. So I went into law school with, let's get this first class. We have to kill it. We just have to get it. Do you get, and all of that. And it was funny how, I mean, when we got to law school, there's this lecturer, Mrs. F. Young, Lillian F. Young. The first class we had with her, which was the first day of class, the first thing she told us was, aim high. Which was why when you were asking Rikara that question earlier, I was like, if I wasn't answering this question, I know what I would have said, because she went on, you guys should make sure you're aiming for the first class, because that way, even if you drop, it drops like a 2-1, which I think was something you ended up saying eventually. Because if you aim for a pass, the chances you're going to fail are very, very high. Do you get that kind of thing? So I mean, it just kind of foiled everything. And like you kind of said earlier too, man, I can't lie. An entire year of learning it drains you, it takes its toll on you. So you won't always be feeling up to it and being like, oh, okay, let's get this first class every day. My day at some point, Omar, you go tired. As in, it's between you and the law school. What are you like? At some point, you just be like, nah, I can't do this anymore. But I mean, it's just about you wake up the next day, pack your bags, and be like, okay, let's do this, let's continue this journey. And then, yeah, I think that's how we got here. Really, that's how we
So
got here. I can't
so
lie.
when you saw your result,
After
how
I
was
finished,
it?
when I saw my result, I was in NYC camp. Let's start from there first. And this was like middle of the night. Okay, I saw mine early in the morning though. And then when you go on, I put in the wrong exam number at first. So I saw somebody else's result, weird enough. And then I was like, Tutu. I like, okay, no, not be my son name be this. Okay, this is not my result. You get that kind of thing. So and
Two
then I
yes.
asked and then you just get that kind of thing. So I had to
Yeah.
okay, then calm myself down, then go back to check my exam number, then input in the correct thing. And then when I saw the first class, when you look at the thing, I wish I screenshot it first in case they want to change the thing. So I screenshotted
You
it
say,
first.
hey,
And
Alaye,
then
first
I
class, don't consider.
as in, and then I reloaded, I reloaded the page again just to be sure it was my result. I was looking at the son, I'm looking at the first class. I was like, "Are you sure this is me?" And before I knew it, I just started screaming. I mean, then when I ran into my room, I was like, "You guys, I got the first class!" Everyone was like, "Congratulations!" But at that point, I didn't even know how I felt. I mean, I called my dad. That was the first person I called. I called my dad, and I was like, "Hey, excuse me, sir, your daughter is a first class lawyer. Do you get that kind of thing?" Yes, and all of that. And then I mean, the news started going around. We still went. I mean, that day it felt like if soldiers should do me anyhow today, I feel look at them and say, respect yourself. I'm a first class lawyer.
Yeah, now a
But
first
I
class
mean,
law student.
yeah, do you get? I mean, it
Yeah,
actually feels very sorry. Oh. I mean, even now, I still think about it, and I'm like, I actually did it. I actually did it.
yeah,
But I mean, it's the
yeah.
reality, so there's nothing
So
we
I,
can
I
do
just
about
I
it.
just realized that I skipped something very important. I failed to read out your
Oh,
profile
profile.
before we
That's
started.
fine.
I just realized right now, and I'm like, oh shit. I think that it must have been that I was so enthusiastic about having the session with you that I was like, oh, no, 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 let us get straight to the point. So
That's fine. It's fine.
let me just talk about my own perspective of the person here. So Elizabeth is she was my classmate at Unilag. I don't think that we got along so much at Unilag. Like we weren't on a daily basis talking, but we were very cool friends. And all, and she has been a very wonderful person. And I was extremely happy when I saw that she had a first class from law school. And I was like, no, when I'm having one of my first sessions, Elizabeth is definitely going to be one of the people that I'm going to call. And yes, here she is. So,
Thank you.
yes. So now continue to go to the next part. And this is also a general question I'm to ask all the participants, apart from the first one I just
All
asked.
right.
So the second question is, your study pattern. So you know that everybody has what works for them, right? Like I
Yeah.
asked it with Kayo as well. Everybody has what works for them. So what works for you? Do you understand? Or what worked for you when you were at law school? Because some people do not shaking Kawila Aro. Should I read in the morning or I should read at night?
Yeah,
Should
yeah,
I
yeah,
should
yeah.
I read after class? When should I read and stuff like that? So this is so I would like to know what your perspective about it or about that is.
All right. Okay, so I think the first thing to note when it comes to like law school and study patterns is you have to be particular about like doing everything. So it's not just like you reading books, but it's also about you attending classes, doing your pre-class tasks, whether you do it before or after, like Fikayo, do you get, and all of that. But really it's about you being able to like touch every aspect of it and being able to just make sure that okay, all hands are on deck. Let me put it that way first. So I think for me, study groups didn't really work for me. I'll say that first. I mean, they were
Okay.
they were essential, but they didn't exactly work for me. I'm more of the I read by myself. I mean, if I have questions, I'll reach out to like my classmates. I'll reach out to like people that were like we were studying together, my friends, my roommates, and all of that. People would ask me questions. I'll ask them questions also. But it wasn't like like a daily thing that okay, I must also always read with my study partners and all of that. I mean, it got to a point. I think after externship, yeah, it got to a point after externship when I started going for like weekly meetings where we were having like past questions. That was what we were doing. We're just solving past questions. So in the course of solving past questions, questions will come up like, oh, I didn't know this was the answer to this and all of that. So I mean, we could share knowledge and ideas, but it wasn't like a do or die affair basically. Let me put it that way. I'm super grateful for that platform because they really helped like cover up a lot of things when it came to past questions. But I think that was like the most it was for me. It was not like we studied together and all of that. Yeah. So as I said earlier, for me, I think when I was going into law school, okay, I am grateful that I figured this out quite earlier. And that was that I knew that the last thing I wanted in law school was pressure, especially like for that bar finals week. I was
Okay.
like, I want to be part of those people where everybody is like reading and doing overnight and they are running elter skelter on like bar finals week. But me, I want to be chilling. I want to be sleeping by 8 o'clock. Like that was my goal really entering law school. And so what did I do? I made sure that first things first, I was able to cover the entire syllabus as at the time we were finishing extension. That was like what really worked for me. So like I made sure that whatever it is I was going to do, both the topics they had taught us, the topics they were going to teach us, I was done with everything by the time we were finishing externship. So when we were resuming back to for the final
School.
lab, that's the third term. Yes, for the third term, I was literally just reviewing the things I had read. Okay, it was when we resumed third term. That was when they gave us the handbooks, as
Uh,
Fikayo said,
yeah.
and the handbooks are actually
Okay,
they're very
just
very
just wait,
important.
just wait. Sorry. Yeah. So you
Okay.
said that you were able to finish the whole syllabus before the third term resumption, right?
Yes.
So how then were you able to get the notes for it if you had not been taught? Because I believe that third term is also supposed to be for teaching. So there are certain topics they are supposed to teach you for third term, right? I
Yes.
believe that there are 3 terms in for law school. The first term has 10 topics. The externship period, then the third term has another 10 topics. Am I correct? I've not gone to law school, so I need to now you go lead us. So if that is the case, can you hear me?
Not exactly. I think for us, okay, no, for us it was more like the reason why it was like first term, second term, third term for us was because we had resumed before the December break.
Yes.
Hello, Diako, are you there?
Yes, I'm listening to you. I can hear you.
Yes, I can. I can hear you in real time.
Would you like to continue?
Diako, I can hear you in real time. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Would you like to continue?
Okay. All right. All right. Okay. So basically, I was saying that. Yes. 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 Sure. Hello. Are we good?
Yes, I am with you. I don't know if you're
Oh,
with
all
me.
right, all
Are
right.
you with me?
I just needed to be sure. Yes, I'm with you. I'm with you. I just
Very
needed to be
good.
sure. Okay, so I was saying that the reason why we had ours in like 3 terms was because we had resumed before the December break. So I mean that I think we had about 3 weeks or a month before the December break. So that period was like our own first term. So when we came back and then before we went for externship, that was like second term. And then when we came back from externship, that was like third. Yeah. So
Oh,
I think so. I don't know if anything like they may just have like 2 terms. Do you get that kind of thing? But let's just say a summary of like December till when before we went for externship was like an entire 10 topics, and then when we came back from externship was like another 10 topics.
so how
I'm
were
not
you
sure. I don't
able
think
to
it's
get
exactly
the
like
load
that,
for
but
the second
something
part?
along the lines of that basically. So it was like we had some topics before and we had some topics after. So okay, yeah. So I think that was major. That was like our textbooks. I'll say that again because I think someone asked questions on recommended text earlier.
Yeah.
So yeah, yes. So they like we had recommended text. I mean, I literally was transporting all my books. Those books are big. If you're going to be traveling, so just let me give you a travel arc. Just find a small bag that all the books can get into, and then carry them as an.
Yes, I think your
Okay.
network disconnected for a while.
Yes.
No problem.
No. Where did I stop? So I can from there. Mm, very bad. It's very bad. Right. I think I'm back.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I can hear you. No, not really. Your video is paused.
Okay, I have no idea why it is paused. Yeah,
Okay, yes. We're
let me
back.
just put it on my tripod so that
Let me
we can
apologize to
continue.
everybody for my network is actually like we're managing
There's no problem. Even me gone, I am facing a lot. Nigerian network. Hey,
it.
Jesus. Hey
So
God. So
yeah.
yeah, as you were saying, you said that we should have travel bags when we
Yes,
are
it's
if we
small,
are
like a
going out of.
small, yeah, a portable bag where you can like put in all your textbooks. Because by the time you calculate like all five textbooks and probably like your draft book, that's already weighing like 10 kg on its own. I can't lie. Like one agaba is 2 kg, like no stress. Do you get? And then you have two agabas, three other textbooks, one draft book. You have like 10 kg already waiting for you. So really, just best, you just I used to do that a lot. Plus my notes, my whatever I carry, like that sharp book. I put everything inside one bag and I use that hand luggage because if I weigh it together with like my other stuff, I'm definitely paying extra luggage. So
Well,
and I
I
can't
think
afford.
that you are saying it for those who are going to be using flights, right?
Yes, they're
For
going to be
some of us
traveling.
that
Yes, exactly.
for
Yes,
some of us
flight.
that do not have not taken flights before, we all this your kg, we no understand them. So what did they try talk be say we have to carry it into the plane, instead of putting it as part of our luggage, because if we put it as part of our
Exactly,
luggage,
exactly. So you
they
can
are
just put
going
it
to
as like
charge
your
more.
overhead. Yeah, your overhead luggage basically. That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
okay, no problem.
Yeah.
That's really fantastic. So
Okay, so like back to the
so
question now. Yeah. We good.
yeah,
Okay, yeah.
yeah.
So I said I majorly use my textbooks actually. So the textbooks, like they're quite they're the best. Let me just put it that way. Your textbooks would do justice to like the works you need. Anything that is not in the textbooks, they'll tell you in class. So which is why you're reading ahead just to prepare yourself. I
So
mean, a
what
lot
you are
of times
saying is, for,
you won't
I'm
understand
sorry.
what you are reading, but when you get to class, you would end up like when they explain it better. Is yes. So that's
So
it.
what you're saying is, for each of those topics that we have, those 20 topics, what we need to
Yes.
do is that we just need to go to the textbook. So, for example, under, let's say, criminal litigation, I like criminal litigation. I don't know, without going I'm already hyped about it. So, under criminal litigation, for example, let's say arrest, right, is the topic, right? So you just go to the
Yeah. Arrest
to the
detection and
textbook
warrant.
where there's
Mhm.
arrest. Go and read arrest in the textbook, and that's all on that topic. Know everything that's in the textbook, and that's all.
I think yeah, actually, know what is in the textbook. Then your what they call it, your pre-class assignment, yes, and like the
Okay.
pre-class test, that yeah, pre-class assignment. I think
Yeah.
that's majorly it for me, at least for me, in terms of reading. Then in terms of like maybe like practicing for exams purposes, obviously your past questions too and all of that. But
Okay.
for
So
reading
primarily,
purposes,
Okay, so primarily your textbook and then your pre-class assignment. Make sure that for every topic you read it in line with your pre-class assignment, and after that you then solve past questions as well, and obviously attend classes. Right? Is that the plan?
yes, yes. And then your handbook, oh, I almost forgot. Your handbook is very important. Your
Okay,
handbook for the
handbook.
course.
Okay, very good, fantastic. So, yeah. So, I wanted to ask you what part of the day was the best time to read for you, because law school has its dynamics, yeah. So, and I heard that classes start at 9 a.m. So, do you think that reading before going to class, like probably waking up 5 a.m. every morning, or it has to be after class? But the problem is, okay, at Kano as well, were you guys giving 8 hours of lectures like that of Lagos, or you were giving 2 to 3 hours of lectures like that of Abuja? And if you were given 8 hours of lectures like that of Lagos, then how were you able to cope with the stress of having to read after a whole 8 hours of classes?
Honestly, I think people that attended Lagos campus are superhumans because I don't know how they did it. Honestly, but in Kano, we
But
didn't have to like go
the
through.
third best graduating student, she's from our class, right?
Yeah, I know she's from our class and I know she
And
went
she
to
went to
Lagos campus.
Lagos.
But exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think they are superhumans, honestly, because I don't know how like the rigor is too much. I don't think my own body can take it, honestly. So like it takes a lot from them. But for us, I think we're how do I want to put it now? We were fortunate enough to have two streams of classes. So for the most part of the year, at least both first and second term, we were having like two streams, either morning stream or afternoon stream. So like for your morning stream, classes start by 8 to end by 11, 11:30. And the second stream starts by 12 to end by 3:30. So that's like 3 hours, 30 minutes of lecture. So it wasn't until we came back in third term that we had like 4 hours straight, and then that was it. No, I think 2 hours, 30 minutes, then 30 minutes break, then another 1 hour, 30 minutes. It was like 4 hours basically. So I think generally the class time was okay, was good enough for us. So I can't lie about like not having time to read. They tried for us. I can't lie about that.
Okay, with three
But
hours, with 3 hours of lecture, you should have enough time to read now.
that's what I'm saying. So, but for me now, like I enjoyed the what's the word now? I enjoyed the afternoon sessions. Like any week I'm in morning session, I'm always like, God, we have to do this again because I don't like waking up early. Let's start from there. How I'm supposed to live this adult life, I don't know, but I don't like waking up early. So
Especially now that you're supposed to start working in firms.
I know, right? I know, right? So like waking up that early to like meet up with like 8 o'clock classes was always like stressful. So I prefer the afternoon classes because that way I would have enough time to like read. Okay, let me put it like this. So this was like my reading pattern here. So to read for like let's say on Monday now when we have criminal litigation. So I'll go for my group meeting. Yes, so that was the way me I handled pre-class tasks for myself and also handled before class reading because one of the biggest mistakes you can make with law school is not going to class without reading. I mean, you would be lost. Let me just put it that way. So
So you have to
actually
go to
because
class.
yeah,
You have
just
to
and even
read
if you don't know the
before.
full thing, just have an idea of what they're going to teach you. And the days I didn't read to class, I know what it did to me. Like most times, I came back crying, wondering what went wrong. Do you get and all of that? So I mean, I'll go for pre-class. I'll go for the group meetings the day before. We'll discuss it as a group, so I have a good understanding of like what the topic is. I may not fully get it, but I mean, we go run you get that kind of thing.
Yeah,
And then on Monday morning, I go to class. We have the lectures. When we're done, then I come back to the hostel and then I start reading. Do you get so that particular
yeah.
topic? So it was like for every topic we did for that day, I must finish it that day. Because if I spill it over till the next day, there's another topic already waiting for me. Do you get that kind of thing? And then weekends were solely for past questions and then for MCQs. That's what I like left my weekends for. So I didn't want anything like during the week to be intruding. I mean, it would always happen because we don't always keep up with time. Deco, are you there? I don't know if everybody can hear me. Can you hear me? Please put it in the chat box. Okay,
Yeah,
Deco,
I'm
you're back.
sorry, my network.
All right. Yeah, sure, no
Yeah.
problem, no problem.
So as
Okay,
you're
so
saying,
yes, I was saying that like so I didn't want anything like affecting my weekends, especially when it comes to like having to do the past questions and all of that. So I always left all of that till like the weekend. But like for the week, I'll just make sure I finish up everything I wanted to do. So as I said earlier, I preferred the afternoon classes because I end up reading late into the night, sometimes one, two, like my roommates will wake up and they'll be like, Elizabeth, you're still reading. I'm like, yes, so I just need to finish this thing. Do you get? You guys can go to
yeah,
the library, we'll finish up. But me, because I actually read in the room all through. I only went to the library like once or twice, and that was like at the beginning part of the law school session. All every other time I read in the room on my bed. I had a table and chair in the room and all of that. So that was out where I did most of my all of my reading, in fact. So yeah, and all of that. So but like so having to wake up like so early in the morning, like 6 or 7, just because I mean okay, 6 because you have to be in class early enough to thumb print before the classes start. And thumb printing starts by 7. So mean that you have to have left your hostel earlier than that and all of that. So like that middle of the night reading wasn't really working, but I still had to make it work one way or the other. So I think that was it majorly for me. Yeah. Yeah, have I lost you again or you're still here? Okay. Yeah, is on hold. Okay. Okay, you're back. You're back. Yeah, I can't seem to get a hold of you.
I'm here. I'm here.
Oh, okay. Okay. Your video is still paused. Maybe that's why. So it seemed like I was still getting
Is my
accustomed to
video is
you.
my video working now?
It's not. It's still paused.
I don't know why my video is paused, but let me rotate it. See me now. Can you see me now?
No, I can't. But I think we can just move on because I don't know.
Can you at least hear me, Elizabeth?
Yes, I can. I can. I can hear you. Yeah, like your
Hear
video
me.
is still like paused, but okay.
I have no idea why my video is paused. Okay.
Yeah, I could just be sure. Are you still there? Okay.
Yes, can you see me and hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Finally. So yes, as I was saying, where did I stop? I think you were talking about what works best for you, your reading and all that,
Yes,
correct?
yes, yes.
Yes, and you were telling us that just make sure that you are able to get the pre-class task before the next class, like that one that has been set for that day. Make sure you read it for that day because the next
Yeah,
class you are going to have.
I used it as a way for me to read before class. So that was what me I used it for. Do you get? I used it to prepare
Yeah,
myself for the class. But for some people, it was more of okay, let them use to get a better understanding of what the topic really is about. But I think some people would have like other things to say because I mean some of the questions from your pre-class tasks are potential loss bar final questions. So it's actually
did
important
any
that you go there.
question from your pre-class task come out in the bar finals? Any question?
I don't I don't think it is mine to say because I didn't experience it personally. So, but
Okay.
I think someone said they did actually.
Okay. But the pre-class task, are they for all campuses or per campus? Elizabeth, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Sorry, I had
Yes,
a
the
bit of
pre-class
interruption.
task, are they for all campuses or per campus?
Okay, that's what I'm not now sure. I think everybody's tasks are different. Yeah, I think
So the
everybody's tasks
different
are different.
campuses have their own task.
Yes, everybody has their different tasks actually.
Oh, I
So
didn't I
it
didn't know
depends on
that.
your. So, because I think there were some courses, like for example, now corporate law practice, they didn't used to give us the task every time. The people that were like very diligent with like the pre-class tasks were civil litigation and property law practice in Kano campus. Do you get? But like all other three courses, that's professional ethics, criminal, and what's the third one? And corporate. Three of them were not exactly that consistent. They may give you this week, not give you next week. So you're not so sure. But the ones that actually give you every time, property and civil litigation in Kano campus. So I think it depends on your
So
campus.
the same pre-class task at Kano campus, are they the same thing you are going to find at Yenagua, same thing you are going to find in
No, no,
Lagos and
no. It's
Abuja?
not the same thing either. Because I think it's the lecturers that set them. So it's not the same thing either. Because someone said they have pre-class tasks for a particular topic is civil litigation was what came out as one of our compulsory questions. Me, I did not see that question. So it's not the same thing you get. So I
Okay,
think it's one
okay,
of those things.
that's so a very diligent student. Do you think it's even feasible for you to be able to do the pre-class task of every campus per time or per day? Do you get? Like
You
you
just
have
die.
friends at Yenagua,
That's the
you ask
answer.
for
You
their
just
pre-class
die.
tasks. Eh?
The
I
answer
didn't
is
hear
you
you.
just die. Don't bother. Honestly, don't bother. Just stick
Are
with
you serious?
what they teach you in your campus and then you'll be fine. I mean, there are people that people, let's say for example now, they actually bring out one question from your pre-class task as a bar final question. Me that I read diligently. Sure, you know that I'll pass the question more than you that did not do the pre-class task diligently or you didn't read
It's
that topic
true.
diligently. So
It's
it's
true.
not about the pre-class task really. It's about what you have upstairs. But at the same time, but that's not a feasible thing to do. Don't even bother. You just die. It's too stressful. It's too
Okay,
stressful. It's
okay,
too
that's
stressful.
very wonderful. So, yeah, can you like in the next probably 3 minutes tell us about your externship experience? And you said that you were able to read. Yeah, I noticed that. Okay, yes, I think you answered the question because of the network and all that. So we're not able to get it. We're talking about
Okay.
how you were able to get your notes for X. You said that you read before you guys came back. You already had your full notes so during externship you already had read, so by the time you guys came back after externship, even while they were teaching, I guess that was just a revision moment for you because you were like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I have this in my notes. So I wanted to ask you how you were able to get the notes if the teacher had not taught it. I think you answered that by saying that, oh, you read your textbooks, right? That it was
Mm-hmm.
the topics in the textbooks that you read, and that was the same thing that the teachers taught, right? If I'm correct, was that the same thing teachers taught?
Yes.
Yes,
So, but
I
if there was any
wanted to
other thing
ask.
to add, okay,
Oh yeah,
I'm
continue.
listening to you. Okay, I wanted to say that like because I mean a lot of times even when we made our notes, when we get to class and they are teaching, you find out that because you're following through with your notes, so you're like, okay, this is not there. So you like have an extra note, just like add those other things because that's another thing that's like very fun. Right is I'm going just too funny's way now. Jot things down. If you don't, you'll be in trouble because there are a lot of things you think they didn't mention this, but they didn't say this. When I went back to my notes, like when I was reading at some points, reading all through all my class notes, that's when I found out that oh, okay, they actually taught us this. They actually mentioned this in class. So actually, right in class. So, but for me at that time, when I'd already made my notes, because usually that was okay before externship. Now I've not made my notes yet, so I would then use the class notes plus the textbook to make my notes. Do you get? But like after
Yeah.
extension, it was like I already made my notes. So it was like, okay, I'm following through with the notes I have in class. So whatever else is not inside my notes, but they've already mentioned in class, and I have that written down somewhere else. So you have like a full package of the entire thing. Yes.
Oh,
So that
okay.
was it.
Okay. I think that's beautiful. I wanted to ask this question, but I could still ask you. You know that the 2020 Karma just came out in 2020, and there is no textbook because I felt that was like a very big headache. There is no textbook on Karma 2020. So therefore, the method that you have been saying since you and Agafikayo is that
Mm-hmm.
don't worry, there's a textbook. Once the lecturer gives, just go to your go see textbook, Lori Kama. There is no textbook on Kama. So what do we do and how do we navigate through corporate law where there is no textbook?
Actually, there is a textbook.
Eh?
Actually, so but the thing is that textbook that was the most annoying school student. That was the most annoying textbook because the textbook literally spat back Kama 2020. Like word for word. The only thing is that it helps you put it into like sections so that like for each topic you're dealing with, it gives you all the relevant sections for that particular topic. I think that was like the only thing that textbook was good for. I'm so sorry to you, man. I hope they don't get to see this. But really, no, it was frustrating reading Kama 2020, like reading for Kama 20, like reading with 2020 using just the textbook. I can't lie, it was hectic. But like it was weird enough because I mean we then thought our exams were going to like have like a lot of those new innovations and all of that, but they surprised us. They really surprised us. I mean, we had to use the new sections, obviously. A few things came out, but not like the major innovations that we thought were going to like scatter the entire syllabus as usual. So it was good for us, but at the same time it was bad for us because it was like unexpected simple stuff. this stuff that you know it, but you didn't read it. So
Yeah, you didn't read it
do
in
you
depth
get
like
that
that.
kind
You
of
were
thing?
focusing on
Yeah, so you
something
know
that
it. You know,
ele
like you know
actually.
it's simple. In your mind, you know it's simple, but oh yeah,
Yeah.
bring it out of your head. Problem because you didn't pay so much attention to it. Do you get
Attention,
like
yeah.
yes, I think that was what they did to us. I mean, I'm not trying to scare anybody here, but I think you guys might be like the next set of law school students might be the ones to face the music. Till then, I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know
you are saying that
honestly.
you're saying that for the corporate law there is a textbook, right? But the
Yes, there
textbook
is.
just
There is a textbook.
gets a section. What's the name of the textbook? I know it's not Badmos. Is it?
Badmos. It's Badmos. Badmos is
It's
on 20, like
Badmos.
there's 2020 Badmos, yes. A blue one. I don't
Oh,
know. I think that's like the new edition. So it came out like for our set and all of that. Badmos. You actually use Badmos. 2020 is okay, like it's
oh,
perfect, but does that it's not as explanatory as you would expect or need it to be. So you just you have to
okay.
place a lot
So
of
for the explanations, how do you get the explanation if you don't get it from textbook?
you're stuck with classes, which is why you should go to class.
So you must go to every corporate law class because if not,
My
you're in
dear, you don't have
trouble.
a choice. And please ask questions if you don't understand because only
Yeah,
Jesus
I
can
also
save.
wanted to ask. They usually say that when you get to law school, like there are some people that used to over ask questions in class. Every class, ma, I have a question. Every class, sir, I have a question. Did you think that it affects grades and stuff like that?
For I think okay, I don't know what to say because I'm someone like in the middle. So me, I'm the kind of person that I don't like asking questions. I can't even like I'm not the kind of person that I want to stand up every time in class and be like, oh, okay, I know the answer, or oh, okay, I have a question and all of that. So I always felt like kind of like restricted to do that sometimes. But it wasn't until like after law school, I mean, that's law school, after externship period. So I mean I had already read and so I had questions this time around. So I found myself after externship actually asking questions or actually answering questions in class. Maybe because like I had a better understanding of the things that were being taught. My questions made more sense to me and then they felt like I actually needed clarification. So I found myself actually asking questions after, maybe not as often as like some people did. I mean, there was this guy in our class that even the man told him the question you're asking me is for people that are already, it's like you finished masters before you came to law school. I mean, like those are the kind of questions he was asking the man.
It
So
was
we had
asking
people like
masters based questions.
exactly. So we had
Ah,
people like
okay.
that. The man was like you. The man was like you're going to PhD straight. Just take the direct entry you get. So we had people like that. But I mean, I wouldn't say don't ask questions because you would definitely need to ask. Especially there are times when the topics are like controversial, or maybe they're saying different things from different campuses. So then I just need to like clarify from your own campus, be sure of what they're saying, and whatever your lecturer says, please just hold on dear to it. That's your Bible, literally, and then yeah, you'll be fine. But really, ask questions if you need to, because that might be your best way of actually getting clarifications for things. Yeah, that's it.
I'm so sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, I heard what you said to the end, and then I was talking. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Go on.
Just okay. So yeah, as I was saying, I heard what you said to the end, and I was
Okay.
about to say, oh, so your whatever your lecturer says is final. That's like your Bible. Hold on to
Yeah,
it.
because
That's the
you
final
find out.
thing.
Sorry, because you find out that eventually. Okay, so for us now, it was not just corporate law with Kama 2020. Even with things like criminal litigation, because we had a new police act that was going to affect a number of our topics. We had for civil litigation, we had like a new court of appeal act 2021 that was going to. So for us, like a lot of new laws were coming up. So at times they'll be like, oh, your lecturers can tell you this, but they'll give you a caveat and be like, okay, so we are still going to discuss with like other lecturers from other campuses, and then we'll probably come back to give you like a final sorry, come back to give you like a final decision. Do you get a final answer? But for now, just know this. And then they would also always tell you that when you're like when you're hearing things from like, oh, in Enugu, my friend in Enugu campus said this, my friend in Yola campus said this. Don't pay attention to all of those things because when they are and then they find out that all Kano students wrote the same thing, they will mark it for them. So if you are from Kano and then you wrote a different thing, that's like a minus to you. I don't know if you get the gist. So it's like
Oh,
stick with what your campus really tells you. No matter what they say from other campuses, just stick with what your campus says you should write or you should do, basically. But if anything comes up, which is why and towards the end of session classes to like the pre-bar test and those like exam period tutorials and all of that that the lecturers organize, you should actually also go because that's when they like tell you, okay, so this thing we told you that we were not so sure about the answer before, but we've all come to an agreement now, and then this is the answer we've all agreed on. So you'd find situations like that also come up. So I think that's it basically.
okay. That makes sense. That makes sense. So, stick to what your lecturer in your campus says. That's the thing.
Exactly.
Then
Yes.
read in line as your lecturer has given it to you. Carry your handbook and your textbook, and then read in line with what your lecturer has said per topic, and make sure that
Yes.
you read all the topics. Correct?
Exactly. And then
Okay.
I have an expo for. Sorry, I'm so sorry. I have an expo for people that are coming to Kano campus. Don't be scared too much. Don't worry. One of the best things you find in Kano campus. Okay, first, you guys are going in January. January is going to be actually cold. You'll be fine, Sha. Just carry a lot of joggers and all of that. But that's even by the
That's
way.
for those people
The
that are
major
going to
thing
Kano. If they post me to Kano, I'll post myself back.
that
What am I doing
but
there?
that's even by the way. Like the major thing I actually wanted to say was that when it comes to Kano campus, yeah, you find out that all she's I don't know. So okay, you find out that all the lecturers for all the courses, except for corporate law practice, are yes sir, are in Kano campus. Like the ones that write the textbooks, like your recommended text. So you find out that for civil litigation, Dewan and Bobai is in Kano campus. You find out that for criminal and criminal litigation, even your second civil litigation recommended text, Agaba is our DDG, that's the Deputy Director General. You find out that for your property law textbook, Dewan is with us. You find out that for your ethics, Professor Obi Okoye, I mean Dr. Obi Okoye, whichever one he is with us too. And then so basically all your courses, like every one of them, all the lecturers are with us in Kano campus. So it kind of like makes reading easier because it's like you're following their textbooks. That's what they'll come to teach you in class, or that's mostly what they'll come to teach you in class, supported by like slides and all of that. So you're fine eventually. Yeah, that's it. Yako, are you there or I've lost you again? Because it seems like we've been losing each other a lot this session. Yeah, Kolola. Yes, I can. I can hear you.
Yeah, I heard everything that you said. I think it's my network. So once you just see that, because I will almost always be commenting, and you will see that my face is always moving. So once you see that my face is no
Yeah.
longer moving and I'm not commenting, just so that something is wrong. Do you get? So yeah, I heard what you said. I wanted to, when you were talking, I was like, so like get all these kind of lecturers for there that can't tell me say back on the go. But even if you had told me, I would not still want to go to Kano. But but it's a very good thing that the good lecturers are like
Say I will
the,
not
the
still go.
authors. What is it? I didn't hear you.
I said you say you will not still go. So much hatred for
No, no,
Kano.
no, no, no,
Wow.
no, no, no. I'm not going to go because after what they did to Abuja Kaduna Railway, that they carried people, you now want me to be going to no. I will stay in Lagos.
Take flight
Okay,
and
so
be
yeah,
fine.
moving on,
Lagos is too
moving on.
stressful. Lagos is too stressful.
Yeah, can you hear me properly? Actually, can you hear me
Yes, I
properly?
can. I can hear you properly.
Okay, very good. So yeah, your externship. We've been talking about classes. So for your
Mm-hmm.
externship, did do you think that it aided you in your reading? The judge at the court attachments that you went for, the judge you were attached to, the firm that you can you hear me properly? Okay, so I think you are
I can
muted.
hear you.
Okay, you are not muted. I can hear you. So, the court you were attached to, the firm you were attached to, all these things, did they play a part in your overall success at law school?
Yeah, I'd say they did because I mean for
Sorry, did you do your externship in Lagos or at Kano?
in Lagos, so I did my
So you
externship in
flew
Lagos.
you flew to Kano for lectures, then you flew back from Kano to Lagos for externship, then you flew back to Kano for
So much
life
flying,
is
so much
life is not this
flying. I
hard.
get. No, it's not like that. Okay, the thing is that if I chose to do my externship in Kano, that would mean having to like find accommodation, and then I wasn't too sure. I mean, I
They
know
don't
the
let you stay
English is
on
like the
campus.
language of the court. Can you hear me?
They don't let you stay on campus.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. So like you have to like
Oh,
go home. Do you get that kind of thing? Or like leave the
yes.
campus, at least in Kano campus. So or maybe because I didn't inquire, but I don't think anybody actually on campus. Do you get?
Okay.
So it's like having to like find an accommodation first off, and then
Yeah.
secondly, even though English is like the language of the court, I was sure that there was still going to be a lot of Hausa going on. And then I mean I don't understand dons. So like I was not supposed to learn. Do you get that kind of thing?
Yeah.
So I wasn't cut out for that. So I just come back to Lagos basically.
Okay.
But a lot of people Abuja instead. I mean, and it was fine for me since it's Lagos, my
So
family. I came
Lagos,
back to
Lagos was the
Lagos
best for you,
actually.
yeah?
Yeah, so I think extension period is actually like very I think it's essential because there's a reason why we do externship in the first place. I think it's essential because for me it was nicer, or it made more sense to see like the court processes, like everything they're teaching you, because you find out that your undergraduate years are a lot of substantive law, while your law school year is basically like a lot of procedural law. So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
you
just give
tend
me
to
a
see
minute.
like the okay,
Yeah, sorry. So please
yeah, sure.
we are about rounding up with Elizabeth because it's almost 1 hour. If you have any questions for Elizabeth, please put it in the comment section so I can ask her right now. Any question whatsoever, please let us know so that I can ask her. So yes, you can continue.
All right, thank you. So I
Yeah.
said that so you find out that like it was nice to see like a good mixture of both aspects of law like come to play in court and all of that. So it made more sense, like moving motions and all of that. In that final question, they can ask you to write how to move a motion. Do you get? So like you're supposed to be writing the stuff like um appearing before have you how this is it? Very please honorable court, blah blah blah. I have emotion, like there's emotion on ground that we want to move. Do you get, like, you're supposed to be writing all of that? And then like if you don't see it play out in court, sometimes it can be a bit, I don't know how to put it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like
You
I
might
think
not
the
know how
extension
to
period
write it.
actually helps to see like yeah.
No, no, I was trying to say that you might not know how to write it if you don't see it play out
Exactly,
in court
exactly. So
space. Yeah.
so it kind of like made more sense seeing how like these things actually play out. Like they say, experience is like one of like the best teachers. So you're able to like see stuff that happens, like things they teach you in class, see it live in front of you, and then you're able to maybe you're able to replicate it better when you're having like your mock trials and all of that. So I think that
So
was
when you,
essential. Then also the what they call it, the extension period afforded me time, at least for me, it helped me to meet like some lawyers who I could always like maybe like for example now I have a question to ask in class, but then class is over. I can't ask the lecturers. I can just like send a message and be like, oh okay, so they taught us this thing in class. How does it work? Do you get? So I had someone who I could always ask questions like that, and I met him through my what they call it, my chambers attachment. Do you get? So I mean that was it for me. For me, it was more of being able to meet people, meet lawyers who had gone ahead of you to be able to guide you through a bit, and then also for you to be able to experience like the practicality of what you're being taught in class. So I think it's essential
Oh, okay.
overall.
That's very beautiful. So, yes, I wanted to ask, but I'm going to ask this with all the questions that are coming in because I can't find my pen and paper. I think I dropped it. I don't want to leave. So, somebody asked if in exam you need to write the fact of the case or just the principles of the case. Somebody asked before resumption in
Is
January.
that
Before resumption in January, do you need to start reading
okay?
the cases, the principles or something, or the draft, or just be learning the draft? And then for me, I am asking what did mock trials for you, did they help you in, let's say, criminal litigation or civil litigation? Because I know that when you get back to campus they will give you fact of case
Okay,
and they
wait, sorry,
want you
Dirk, I
to.
didn't get your last question.
Oh, okay, which one did you get, so that I would know the one you didn't get? Which one did you get?
Dirk, you know what? Can you mute and unmute for me, please? Can you mute and unmute, please?
Okay, okay, you know what, just give me a minute.
All right.
Can you hear me now? Can you
Okay,
hear me now?
yes, I can. I think
Is
I
it
can.
is it better? Is it better?
Mm-hmm. But like very faint. That's the issue. So I'm wondering like what's going on.
It's very faint. I'm still the way I was. Is it better or it's
I'll
still
just
very
try to like
faint?
just listen to you since like I'll just I'll try to like hear what you're saying. You were saying
Okay, so let me just come closer to the speaker. So this is what I was saying. Yeah, can you hear me better now, Elizabeth? Um. So apparently, I think there's something wrong with our. Can everybody hear me? Just before I continue, if you can hear me, please write it down that you can. I think something is wrong with our guest network. If you can hear me, please let me know that you can. Just put it in the comment section that you can. Okay, good. So, yes, while we are waiting for our guest, thank you so much for everyone who turned out here to be here today. Um, uh, we are trying our possible best to make sure that we okay, yes, to add our guest back. Yes. So, as you can see, we're trying our possible best to make sure that we prepare people for. I never miss anything. Okay, so we're trying our possible best to make sure that um, we prepare people for law school. I personally am going to law school this year, as everybody would know. So law school is not magic. It's just I just feel that for everything in life, you are supposed to prepare. You are Elizabeth. Can you hear me? Okay, she's still, you can see that her network is still very bad. So for everything in life, I personally believe rather that there are two things to success. First of all, you have to prepare, and then you have to pray. So while I am praying, or while we all are meant to pray, I feel that we have to prepare, and preparation has a lot to do with knowing or having information. The difference between I personally and any other person is the level of information that I have. So I feel that I know as much as I can get this information personally because they are my friends. We finished from Unilag together, and I can just go and meet them and tell them, hey, Alpha, how was it and stuff. So I feel that no, why don't I also share it with a lot of other people who do not have as much benefit as I have right now going to law school? So that's the reason why we are here. So I can see that our speaker is currently struggling over and over again to get her network together, and I really want her to be here because I don't know, we still have a lot to talk about, and time is already going like a lot. Yes, are you here now? Elizabeth, I can see you. Can you see me?
yes, I am. I'm so sorry. Once again. Yes, I can. I can see you.
Thank you, Jesus. So, yes, you are. Very good. So, as we're saying, yeah, I think your network is a little bit slow. So, can you hear me very well? Thank you, Sophia Sule. I can see that you wrote, I can hear you. Thank you so much for that. Elizabeth, can you hear me very well? Elizabeth, I'm waiting for you. Can you hear me very well?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me in real
Okay, you can
time?
hear me now. You can hear me now, right? I think it has a
Yes, I
lot to do
think
with
I
your
can.
network. It has a lot to do with your network. Will you like put off your network and put it back
I
on?
think
Like
there's a
put
big
on airplane
time
mode.
lapse between
Will
the
you put your network?
connections.
What is it? Will you put your phone on airplane mode and put it back on? I think that'll make it better. Okay, so apparently, I guess we guys going again. I guess we just have one last chance because I mean, it's already 56 minutes and we have one more speaker. I really hope that she's going to come here today. She went to Yenagua Law School at Bayosa, so I wanted to mix it here. I wanted to bring one person from Abuja. I wanted to bring one person from Kano, one person from Yenagua. And next edition, probably before law school resumes, that's going to be in January. And next edition, I want us to bring someone from Lagos, the hometown of stress. So I want to bring someone from Lagos where the person will tell us. And you know the worst part, she's my classmate. Was my classmate from University of Lagos. So she that's Unilag. She graduated third best graduating student and the best overall graduating student from Lagos campus. So in my head, I'm like, eh. So in this house of stress, sure you get somebody is still getting third best graduating student and all that. So in the next edition, we are going to listen to her. Apparently, Kano is chilling because you're hearing that it's 2 hours, 3 hours. Abuja as
I
well
didn't
is
say two
chilling.
hours though. You do 3 hours.
And then 3 hours now. Abuja too, you're hearing 3 hours, 4 hours. Then Lagos say, what? What is that? What is 2 hours? Lagos, you start 9. I heard some people sometimes they close at 6. And in my head, I'm like, kill a day. Lori, because of this book, because of ordinary book. Okay, so I'm glad that you're back. You can hear us. Oh God, she's gone again. She's gone again. So yeah. So for our next edition, definitely we are bringing that person, and I guess I'm also going to bring another person from another campus. So yeah, Yola campus, because I think that's the last campus or so that I haven't touched. There's a new campus, Port Harcourt campus, but apparently nobody has gone there yet. So you get while I wait, sorry, a minute. While I wait for my last her to come around, is there anything that you would like to say? Anybody? Is there anything you would like to say so that I can address it on time before she comes around, or any question you would like us to ask? So that when the network finally gives our opportunity, we'll be able to address it on time. So you're finally back again. Thank you,
All right.
Jesus.
I don't know
Thank
if
you,
I can hear you,
Jesus.
therefore.
I can hear you perfectly. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. Elizabeth is back. Thank God. So, yeah, let us just go straight. Which campus has the highest number of first class? I don't know. What campus has the highest number? You should know now. What campus has the highest number of first class? Can you hear me?
Lagos had 36, followed by Kano
Fantabulous.
31.
That's wonderful.
Yes, sir. Those are the
Lagos has the
numbers.
highest
Then
number.
others followed. We had 119 in total, sha.
How many did Lagos have? Can you hear me? I said, how many first class did Lagos have? Oh, I think she can't hear me. It's really, really bad. Her network is really bad. Okay, you know what? I think we have to end the session at this point because this is 60 minutes already, and we have one last person. If we could continue with
Sorry,
that,
Deco, you
would have.
said what?
Yeah, I said that how many uh first class the Lagos have. Okay, she still can't hear. 36. Oh, 36. Fantabulous. That is wonderful. Okay, so I guess we have to end the session right now. Don't worry, guys. Still stick around. Still stick around.
36.
Elizabeth, Elizabeth, we need to end the section right now. It's already 1 minute past an hour. So we need to end it right now because we still have blessing. Do you understand? Yeah,
All right,
so
no
it,
problem. That's fine. That's fine.
thank you so much. Don't worry, we are still going to try to have more sessions. We are still going to try to have more sessions. So I think it's time for me to call blessing. On a normal day,
Yeah,
that this is
sure.
supposed to be a 2 hour program, and now we are already getting to
Mm-hmm.
7, and I still have one more person.
I
So
know, right?
please, I don't want
Yeah,
to
yeah.
exceed an
That's
hour.
true. It's
Thank
true.
you so much. I'm really glad that you came here today. Thank you. Your vibe, the
That's
fun,
fine. Thank you
and
so
you
much. Also,
you
I'm so
told us
sorry
a
I couldn't
lot.
answer the questions. I mean, my network just chose mad at that particular time.
So
I'm so
sorry
sorry.
about that. So sorry about that. We'll shift the questions over to the next person. We'll shift the questions over to the
Yeah,
next
yeah,
person.
sure.
So thank you so
No
much. Thank you
problem.
so much, Elizabeth. I really love the fact that I came here today, and I'm very, 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 very,
Thank you for
very,
having
very
me too.
grateful. Thank you so much. So I guess I'll see you another time. For now, bye
All
bye.
right, sure.
I'll see you another time. Thank
Bye.
you so much. So
Take
for
care.
the
Thank
remaining
you,
audience,
everyone.
we have one more person, Blessing Olutoye from Yenagua campus, and she's coming to tell
You know,
us.
go campus.
Yeah, she's coming
Honestly,
to
you
give
guys
us
enjoy your
more
session with
insights.
her.
What is it?
Blessings and entire vibe. You
I
will
didn't
enjoy
hear
your
you.
session with her. Blessings and entire vibe.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
said you
yeah,
will
yeah.
enjoy your
I'm
session with her. She's
anticipating
an
blessing
entire
session
vibe.
actually. I'm anticipating blessing section. So I'm sure you're going to be part of the audience for the session.
Exactly. I'm switching there like right now.
Okay, no problem. I'll send the link to everyone very soon. Thank you so much.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
All
I will
right.
see you very
Yeah,
soon.
sure. Take care.
Yeah.